Well everyone, one of the most ridiculous and drama-fueled reality TV shows is back.
We did not have sex.
But he told me that you came at him, that you, the first second you saw him, you like wrapped your legs around him and you literally said the words like that you manipulated him.
We're back! The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives Season 3 is here, featuring our next Bachelorette, Taylor Frankie Paul, who by the way is currently filming her season and forcing Jesse Palmer to do TikTok dances. Oh yeah, twerk it girl. I'm talking about Jesse Palmer, by the way. But yes, Secret Lives has returned and it just about immediately gets wild. So if you're not familiar with the show, this whole thing falls around a group of women called Mom Talk. Basically a bunch of Mormon influencers who got into a big sex scandal and now are on TV. And where things left off last season, by the way, be sure to check out my previous video on that for the full details, but to sum up, Taylor here is the leader of Mom Talk. However, there was an attempted coup by Demi that failed and now everyone hates Demi. Also, people thought Demi was having an affair with a guy named Marciano from the show Vanderpump Villa, but turns out he's now saying the affair was actually with Jesse here. Oh, and also, like, half the cast is pregnant. Macy here, pregnant. Michaela here, pregnant. Jen here, pregnant. Pretty much everyone
is pregnant!
But okay, if you're in a daze trying to keep track of all these Mormfluencers from Utah, don't worry. I'll try to keep things focused on the main plot points. Plus, I'll be cutting this season in half and doing 2 videos, as that's all I can fit into my schedule right now. So really, all you need to focus on is the cheating scandal stuff. And as the season begins, it's a pretty bad time for a huge Mom Talk scandal to come crashing into the group, as the Mom Talk Council of Master Influencers has shattered since last season. I mean, there are like 4 left right now, cause Taylor's taking time off to go on a therapy retreat, Jen here is also on a break and currently living in Arizona, Madison here is not in Mom Talk right now, she's awaiting a vote from the rest of the group to see if she's actually going to be in, and Whitney here, well, she was a villain in season 1 and was trying to get back in with Mom Talk in season 2, but since has left the show due to a contract dispute.
Whitney apparently didn't want more money. She wanted tickets to the Oscars and a scripted role in another TV show.
Ah, interesting demands. Needless to say, she's now no longer a part of the show. Instead, she's jumped ship with supervillain Demi, who also didn't get a new contract as she wanted 3 times more money than everyone else, allegedly, and that didn't happen. So yeah, the gang is fractured. And now Layla here has to come in with the news about Jesse having an affair looming over her head. But she's decided that she wants to talk to Jesse first. After all, this is a huge deal that could tear a family apart. So okay, all through this season and all through the other seasons, there are these influencer events that they all go to. And at this first one, Layla pulls Jesse aside to drop the news.
So I met with Marciano and he told me that you guys have been having an affair the past couple months.
Well, Jesse starts to break down and says it's true. The two kissed twice and had an emotional affair. But her husband Jordan knows all about it and they've been trying to work through it quietly without all the noise from outside their marriage. However, Layla goes, Marciano didn't say you guys just kissed. No.
Are you kidding me? He said we had sex?
Yes.
Oh my f***ing hell, I can't.
So Jesse denies this, and the two decide it's a good idea to call Marciano, who explains why he thinks they had sex, and oh, this is only 15 minutes into episode 1, and it's already getting weird.
I remember I took his Cialis, and I remember like I had like my shorts. But okay, whatever you say.
Okay, so I had to censor that part out because sometimes the YouTube bot is really aggressive with what they'll allow, especially when it comes to content like that. But if you want to know what he told Jesse and Layla, well, essentially he said,
I have arrived
In my pants.
And when he said that, I was like, huh? Did the man not remember or something? Did he black out? He just woke up with the Cialis missing from his medicine cabinet and some sticky shorts and went, I can put 2 and 2 together. Well, Jessie is now determined to prove her innocence, and this is the driving force of the first half of the season. I mean, they do hit up a bunch of events and there are some side quests here and there, but this scandal is the main thing, at least for right now. So first up, Jessie now has to break the news to pretty much everyone, as this is about to get out there, and that includes telling her husband Jordan here that, well,
honey, you've got a big storm coming.
Then it's time to tell her friends Michaela and Macy, and gosh, Michaela seems so sad to learn that her friend is wrapped in a dramatic cheating scandal that could ruin her life.
I still just don't have words. Don't have words.
Plus, like 5 seconds after they leave, these two immediately get to gossiping.
Well, I'm like, I was with her the whole time in the actual villa.
She's really good at like acting like nothing's wrong. People
She
pleasing.
did leave a lot to get like pretzels and a Coke. She was like, I'm gonna get pretzels. I'm gonna go get a Coke.
She's like, I'm gonna shit.
And I was like, I know you're not eating that much.
And then even Demi finds out and starts texting people asking to talk. So the group is even more on edge because they think there's a mole amongst them feeding information to Demi. All the while, Jessie's husband Jordan is spiraling. Because everyone, and I mean everyone, at least in the mom talk world, is gossiping about them now, and Jessie's still going to these events and engaging in drama, while Jordan feels like she should be focusing on keeping their marriage afloat. So he storms out of one of these events, and the two have a fight where they ultimately decide that they're going to separate, or at least have a 90-day trial separation. Which is probably not going to go well considering the first event that they have together since making this decision. Jessie shows up to tell the other ladies that she's got some receipts. Receipts which are her texts with Marciano.
And he said, well, no, haha, but you are my sugar mama. I can't stop thinking about your vagina. I up and want redemption.
Ew, what a nasty ass human.
So Jessie feels like all of this proves that they didn't go the full distance, cause if they did, Marciano would have known all about her more private details.
The real question is, do you think you can handle me? And I said, I'm not sure. I want to find out. I hate myself. He said, so you think you're ready to dive into the deep end? And I said, well, what do you mean by that? He said, I would be lying if I said I wasn't curious about your recent surgery as well. I definitely want to try it out.
And all while this is happening, Jordan is like just over there. He's right nearby, within earshot. Not to mention, all the other women are forced to listen to this stuff, which they absolutely do not want to hear. Still, this does add a great deal of reasonable doubt to whether or not Marciano was telling the truth. And Macy here decides that she's gonna get down to the bottom of it. And so she goes with Michaela to meet up with Marciano and hear directly from him. And first, they actually press him on his time with Demi. Cause if you missed it from last season, this whole affair happened while a bunch of them were on a trip to Italy, and Demi was also there. And most people thought it was Demi who might have cheated with Marciano, and lo and behold...
Did you guys kiss? You and Demi?
Alright, good. It happened.
Marciano says he kissed Demi as well, and that no, he didn't have sex with Jessie, he was just pressured into saying he did.
So did Demi tell you to say that you slept with Jessie, since you're saying she told you what to say to Layla?
Yeah.
Well.
The plot thickens.
I was like, dude, I don't feel good about this. And she's like, no, like you need to double down.
So Marciano says he was mad at Jessie and Demi was promising to bring him on the show with her, but now not even she is on the show. And yeah, these two rush to call Jessie and Layla and tell them all about the news, and they're freaking out going, wow, Demi was doing that to her once best friend? The audacity of it all, especially after she called out Taylor last season like...
If I was watching someone treat my friend and talk to, knowing the type of person I am, I would be defending each and every single one of you.
But right, there is of course yet another influencer event, and this time the group is mortified to learn that Demi just flew in on her broomstick. Oh, and Layla here was one of the few people still kinda cool with Demi, but now, nope, she's giving Demi the stink eye going,
I know what you did last summer.
What the hell?
When she said
What are you doing?
I don't...
You don't what? Why are you being so bitchy to me right now, though? Instead of having a cordial conversation as my friend.
So Layla tells Demi about what Marciano said, and Demi pulls out her phone with the receipts from Marciano's texts, all the while Layla's going, I have seen way too many text messages from Marciano in these past 2 days. But Demi goes, look here, I told him not to go through with it, which, okay, is still kind of incriminating because that just means you were planning to go through with it at one point and you backtracked at the end. Or you just said that to cover up your tracks. Anyway, they call Jessie and Jessie hangs up the moment she hears Demi's voice, so Demi starts going,
Okay, I'm gonna go do a live actually and tell everyone about Jessie.
No, you're not.
Yeah.
No, you're not.
Tell her.
Demi, shut the up. No, you're not. Demi, what the
But then the producers rush in and shut that down real quick because apparently Demi signed an NDA. Alright though, at this point, Taylor comes back from her retreat and learns all about the drama. Oh yes, and everyone was trying to suss out that mole and they were all pointing at Miranda over here like,
Mole. Mole, 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 mole.
because she was still in contact with Demi, but after this latest news and how Demi reacted at the last event, Miranda is also done with Demi, so everyone's going, cool, you're back in Mom Talk, the vote is now official. And hey, look, that Mom Talk graphic is starting to fill back up again. Nature is healing. But of course, this calm isn't gonna last long, as Jessie decides she needs to talk to Marciano once again to gather further proof. Cause, you know, she fears Demi could be on the warpath now.
I know it sounds crazy, but I want both of us to take a lie detector test since Demi's still running her mouth.
If Jordan isn't aware, I think that'd be really, on his end hurtful because it's so fresh.
For sure.
And we're now at the take a lie detector test level of crazy. So most everyone is thinking that this is a bad idea. I mean, Taylor's going, this man has proven to be a liar who's willing to ruin your life. Why are we bringing him back in? Plus, this could piss off Jordan. And when Taylor Frankie Paul is the sanest voice of reason in the group, you know things have really gotten out of hand. But okay, Jessie meets with Marciano and the man arrives with flowers. Flowers for her. And I'll be honest, at this point, I really couldn't focus on this scene as it was happening because I was just amazed that Marciano was able to coordinate outfits with the couch that they're sitting on. Ultimately though, Marciano agrees to take the lie detector test for Jessie, but it takes about an hour or two to get the results, so Jessie, again, brilliantly decides to invite Marciano to come have dinner while they wait for the results. And the vibe here is just, ugh.
What are you thinking?
I'm just staring at how beautiful you are.
Oh my home. Okay.
I haven't seen you.
Okay, Jessie, I think it's probably time to leave at this point. But no, Jessie continues on, even asking Marciano to describe how passionate his kiss with Demi was.
Was there any
More
time?
than a peck. More than a peck.
More than a peck?
Was it like ours?
And Taylor over here is going, what in the spooky Mormon hell is going on here? But okay, then the results come in and it's revealed that no one had sex with anyone in this situation, but sexual touching on the other hand?
Inconclusive.
Wait, what?
And then Jessie fails more questions, like whether she lied about the Marciano situation at all, or if she's ever told any lies about Demi, and we just get a string of...
What? What?
Jessie.
What?
But then, Jordan, her husband, calls, and she runs right out of there away from Marciano, but...
We had to wait to get the results. It took like an hour and a half to get them.
You're at dinner with him right now. Don't you think you should have told me you were going to dinner with him?
So Jordan is pissed, and Taylor's still thinking, something's missing here. So she gathers all the ladies once more to say, Jessie, it's time to tell the whole truth, 'cause at least then we can help you. And it's here where Jessie reveals that Jordan has actually been emotionally abusive for a while, like before the affair.
Like it was a constant control. There's so many things I wasn't allowed to do, and if I did, it would be a fight. I didn't do anything right. Parenting, laundry, housework.
Which is
But I was
crazy, 'cause
doing
I'm
it
like,
all.
And through all of this, Jessie is the main breadwinner. She runs her salon business and does Mom Talk. But Jessie goes to meet with her husband to talk it all out, and Jordan is, well, really upset.
Our kids are gonna grow up with their mom being a cheater in life to the entire world because he had to go and make those accusations. This is exactly exactly why I've treated you the way that I've treated you is the lack of accountability that you've had.
So yeah, this is not good. But with them all being connected to the Mormon church, there's a lot of pressure to stick things out. Meanwhile, Jordan has put together a barbecue to try and share his side of things with dad talk and mom talk, a barbecue that Jesse is also not invited to, so a lot of the women are there ready to defend Jesse, especially after the emotional abuse accusations. So now, mom talk is back in more drama and things are rough, no matter how hard they pray for it.
May mom talk and dad talk get along forever, amen.
Do we get along though?
And yeah, this is where I've ended things for now. I'll be back next week to finish this off, and if the preview for what's ahead is any indication,
She's actually dead to me.
the rest of the season's going to be immediately ridiculous too. Well, Secret Lives of Mormon Wives Season 3 has gone from wild to heavy.
And another time she goes, also he got uninvited because he's a sexual predator that can't keep his hands to himself, not because I'm hiding anything from my husband. He's a gliding clout chaser.
Remember her saying, like, Dakota's so cute, I would totally date him if I could. Bitch, you tried. And guess what? You can have him now.
Oh my gosh, this is gonna get so messy.
I mean, drama is still everywhere. The theme of this season is still
Drama, drama, drama.
But if you watched my last video on the season, you'll know the big topic here has been Jessie and her affair with Marciano from Vanderpump Villa, but also that Marciano allegedly had an affair with Demi, who everyone thinks is lying about the whole thing and orchestrating this attack on Jessie. And well, in this, accusations are going to be brought up, the word assault will be put out there, so just a heads up on that right now. Oh, and as for our mom talk leader, Taylor Frankie Paul, personally, I was amazed that she had gone through the first few episodes all level-headed and pretty much drama-free, but now, after these latest episodes...
Yeah, well, not anymore.
But we'll get to that. So jumping off from my last video, and by the way, be sure to check that out if you haven't, Mom Talk has big news. A rep from Dancing with the Stars has been in contact with them, and they want the ladies to audition for the latest season, which has been a dream for Jen here, but word also gets around to Whitney, a villain from previous seasons who's sworn off Mom Talk, but now that Dancing with the Stars is in the picture, she's going...
It's Brittany, bitch. And I am back.
So, why the am I filming?
Yeah. What changed?
So, I just found out if I came back to film, then I can audition for Dancing with the Stars.
And speaking of grand reappearances, we're also seeing Demi a whole bunch more. She too has sworn off the Mom Talk group, but now is out and trying to clear her name from all the news that she was the one who actually had an affair with Marciano. And things get heated between her and Jessie at an event they both show up for, when Demi insists that Jessie did have sex with Marciano not once, but twice. So Mom Talk is in rough waters. I mean, when is it not? But it feels like everywhere they go, there's either a Demi jump scare or a, well, Whitney jump scare, which a lot of people are cheesed about. Like, oh, Whitney just comes back as soon as a new opportunity arises and isn't going to be apologizing for joining Team Demi after all Demi has done to the group. And they tell Whitney, how can you side with her after all the things that she said about you?
The way that Whitney talks and changes her persona in the moment of like, I didn't know. Yeah. Back off, she's unstable.
But Whitney feels like everyone's being hostile to her and not taking accountability for the things that they did, like how they all voted her back into Mom Talk, but no one was happy or enthusiastic about it. So now she's going...
Because I'm gonna start my own Mom Talk, and hopefully...
Good hell.
And
now things really start to heat up as the cast moves on to LA, where they're going to be doing promo for the release of Secret Lives Season 2. And at the same time, Marciano comes comes out with this post.
He said uninvited to the function because a 30-year-old Mormon wife scared to tell her husband the truth.
So then Demi starts going on a tear online saying Marciano's acting like a child because he couldn't bag a woman who's married and he's clout chasing. But the big point is this.
Also, he got uninvited because he's a sexual predator.
And okay, this is a complicated one, but essentially Demi has accused Marciano of assaulting her. Meanwhile, the rest of the Mom Talk group is suspicious of this, not just because they're anti-Demi, but because of some of the things she's said and done in the past and how she's talked with Marciano since that time. Which doesn't mean what she's saying isn't true, but Layla over here goes, well, didn't Demi admit to flirting with Marciano?
Like, I told you that I was flirty and like having fun, and I was there to connect with everyone there. Yeah. We stayed up late and played Truth or Dare. Like, I let Marciano kiss me on the cheek in Truth or Dare.
Meanwhile, Demi saying Jesse has it out for her and obviously went to Marciano like,
do you want to form an alliance with me?
Absolutely, I do.
The most frustrating thing for me about all of this is the alliance that's been formed.
Then Demi talks about how all the other Mom Talkers were posting and making comments calling Demi a liar, and Macy here says, well look, we know Marciano and Jesse didn't have sex.
We did a lie detector test.
And okay, one of the other events that happens in LA, apart from the Dancing with the Stars interview, is this Hulu event where they meet a bunch of the cast of Vanderpump Villa who goes, oh, Marciano? That dude?
Could be the best guy on the whole entire world. Ain't my guy.
But even though they say he is a lot of things, they don't think he's a predator, which again doesn't mean he didn't do those things, but it's fueling the other Mom Talkers' distrust of Demi.
He told her he was like madly in love with her, and I just feel like
that night that she left, he goes, she just like, it's what I'm looking for. Like, she told me she wants to divorce her husband. I'm like, okay.
So Jesse and Demi decide to have a sit down and go over all this stuff to try and see if they can move past it. But the big revelation here is Jesse arriving with a series of texts Marciano gave to her between Marciano and Demi, including a part where she sent him a picture of her daughter praying or something, and that Demi's daughter FaceTimed him and had a pet name for Marciano named Martino. So Jesse's confused, saying, why are you having your daughter interact with this man? Plus, Demi was flirty and sexual with him.
There were like story replies where you're like, oysters taste like and there was like little water and like I have the text, I can show you.
Oysters taste like.
Now, another big event that follows, and a controversial one for one member of Mom Talk, is Stagecoach, which, as a guy who's watched a lot of The Bachelor, that word sends a chill down my spine. And everyone's upset because Demi made this huge post reaffirming her claims about Marciano and shaming everyone who's used their platform to victim blame her, which is obviously pointed at all the Mom Talk ladies. Plus, Taylor just found out a family member was diagnosed with leukemia, so she's in a bit of a sensitive place. And that, mixed with her seeing Dakota here, her baby daddy who she's sworn off of and set boundaries with after her therapy retreat, seeing him with a woman who's come up to flirt with him, well, let's just say the other guys didn't see Dakota go back to his room that night.
No, yes, we had sex, like, obviously, but...
So... sigh. We've seen Taylor go down this road before, and it's not ended well. Now she's getting closer and closer with Dakota again, but guess what? You won't believe what happens next. Yeah, you guessed it, we get more Dakota cheating allegations.
During one of the times they were broken up, Leanne's friend reached out to him and was just like checking in on him, and it kind of turned sexual.
Like he gave into it?
For a minute.
Well, it turns out that Dakota was sending flirty texts and photos with a woman whose name is bleeped out, but who happens to be a friend of Leanne's, Taylor's mom, and this is a woman who comes to family events. She's like a close family friend. So I was just watching like...
oh my gosh, this is gonna get so messy.
And apparently Dakota and this woman were set to meet up and, you know, but Dakota backed out at the last second cause it felt guilty and wrong. Now, of course, word eventually gets back to Taylor that something's happened with Dakota, so she pressures him and he tells her, which leaves Taylor absolutely shocked.
Because it's like a fourth girl, he was like a fourth one, dude, like, I'm so sorry.
I'm thinking back to like our family parties while I'm pregnant.
There's like a picture of me, like, he's like holding my belly, and she's like right there.
So the whole family is livid with this woman and Dakota, and later on they'll get on the phone with her, but she denies everything. But okay, while they were filming this is also around the time that they filmed the season 2 reunion, where all those texts and receipts about Marciano and Demi come out, and now Whitney is having a hard time believing Demi. Like, she's going, if her husband opened her phone and saw all of that, what would he think? So she decides to sit down with Demi, who says, oh yeah, that FaceTime thing? Yeah, that was just my daughter asking who I was talking to, and she just ran over and instantly clicked FaceTime. Or that oyster comment thing is just how she is. She's crude and sarcastic. That's how she talks to everyone. Also, she says her husband, Brett, knows everything, and, you know, there's no right way to respond to these things. What about women who've been in these situations and stayed with that person for a long time after? Which is absolutely a valid point. Still, Whitney's going,
does that actually make sense to you? Oh, this is such an uncomfy conversation, if I'm being honest with you. Uncomfy. It's making me uncomfy.
Meanwhile, Michaela, who herself has a history of being abused at a young age, in all of this, she's having trouble with intimacy with her husband, and they're having to go to couples therapy. And Macy, who also herself has a history of being abused, is now diving into support of a Utah Pride event.
In light of all the recent anti-LGBTQ legislation that passed in Utah, Mom Talk wants to make sure that we are supporting our community, and so we want to throw a little Pride event. Me and Jacob are both active members of the LDS Church. However, we do not stand with the church's stance on going against the LGBTQ community.
As for Jessie, her and Jordan's 90-day trial separation comes to an end, and they decide that they want to stay together. Oh, and Layla, her storyline is pretty much she's dating Mason here, who's the brother of her ex, Chase. Is it weird? Absolutely. Do Layla and Mason talk about that weirdness? Not really. Oh, and speaking of Chase, I almost forgot. Another point in the Demi thing is people questioning her after this moment with Chase from the Halloween party in season 2.
Girlfriend's literally crying and just left, so I would take, like, that's probably...
Where's your husband?
He's upstairs. Don't touch me again.
Yeah.
I want to have a word with Chase.
Me?
He just laid his hands on me.
What the hell?
Yeah.
So yeah, with this, other mom talkers are saying if she blew that out of proportion, well, who's to say this is different?
It's inappropriate of you to lie about a situation that didn't happen to me.
About Chase? He touched me.
No one's arguing that. That versus a shove is so different. I don't know how you're not understanding that.
A shove is a shove. A shove could be this. A shove could be this.
So we're back to it is being a shove.
But Whitney here decides she still wants to be there for her friend. And with her getting the Dancing with the Stars gig along with Jen, and actually having some solid time with Taylor, she's now on a mission, pun intended, to bring Mom Talk back together.
I do this too, so I'm gonna be a little bit of a hypocrite right now. But it's like, sometimes it's not always about being right and just wanting to understand.
Wait, what? Whitney? Being level-headed? But I don't know though, Demi is real heated after that shoving argument with Miranda, and she's got her husband on the phone like the two worst people you know validating each other going, exactly.
That's a typical response from somebody who's so deeply rooted in white trash. I mean, she's disgusting. To perpetuate, see what it's doing to you, and for them to have all the facts on their side, them.
Yeah.
Still, Whitney and Taylor and the group managed to gather for a big happy healing moment to go,
we listen and we don't judge.
And also,
I'm sorry that people are so jealous of me. But I can't help it that I'm popular.
Why does this feel like Mean Girls? Yeah, like when they do their thing and then it's like, hey, trust fall. Can we do a trust fall like Mean Girls?
I'm sorry everybody hates it. I'm just so popular.
Move for me.
And while people like Jen and Jessie still don't trust or fully understand Demi's actions, they agree that sometimes a trauma response isn't always something you or others can understand.
At the end of the day, I just regret that we let a greasy man come in between us. I'm ready to drop the hostility and just start new.
So yeah, kinda wild that we've gone from to now these two hugging it out. Just hold on a minute, I gotta go look outside my window for a sec to see if it's raining locusts or something. And so Mom Talk is back to almost kinda normal. They even do their first trend as a group in like forever.
You're not getting it. It's not clocking to you.
It's not clocking to you that I'm standing on business, is it?
That's good.
But alright though, to finish off the season, we have one last meeting. This one is between Taylor and Chase, who was involved in a lot of drama with Taylor, especially around the swinging scandal where he's denied telling Taylor that he ever had feelings for her. So here, he tells Taylor that he's broken up with his girlfriend, and Taylor tells him that she's done with Dakota, cause, you know...
You remember my mom's friend from the gym?
Oh, I saw her like a week ago.
Yeah. Tell the bitch I said hi, and that she's dead.
And now, there's this strange vibe in the air, like, are these two gonna... is this gonna...
Should we kiss for old time's sake?
Oh boy. Maybe it won't be Dakota coming to crash her season of The Bachelorette. Maybe it's gonna be Chase.
Oh my gosh, this is gonna get so messy.
Well, it's the holiday season, and if you asked for the gift of more Secret Lives of Mormon Wives drama, I think you just got your gift.
We pray that we can have the strength to stand by our own principles and our own values, as well as listen to those who may have differing opinions.
5 minutes later.
Everyone's being nice to you. People just talk shit behind your back because you're a shitty person.
Hey, the feeling's mutual, dipshit. Just so you know. Good. And it's so hard to take you seriously with your little munchkin voice.
Yes, the folks from Mom Talk and Dad Talk are back for one more addition to Season 3. It's time for the reunion, with a new host, too.
I am so excited to be here. So glad it's you, because I know you're totally, like, unbiased.
Somewhere, last season's reunion host, Nick Viall, is in tears. So, okay, we're here for the updates. And let it be known, they're likely in the midst of filming Season 4 while doing this reunion, like how we saw things shift partway through Season 3 because of the Season 2 reunion. So there's certainly a lot more going on behind the scenes that they can't speak about, at least since things ended so happy hug time family at the end of Season 3. Oh, and by the way, if you haven't, make sure to catch up on Season 2 and Season 3, I've got videos for both in case you haven't. But here we are at the reunion, this time hosted by Stassi from Vanderpump Rules, which I guess makes sense since the Vanderpump world has now infused itself with the Secret Lives world. And to start things off, all the Mom Talk ladies are in the hot seats, while the Dad Talk guys are backstage fighting because Brett, who's Demi's husband, is irate over how everyone's reaction to Demi's assault allegations was to not believe her. Meanwhile, everyone else is upset at Brett for the things he has said about them. But hey, this is Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, where one minute you're friends with one person and the next you're yelling at them and then the next you're back to hugging it out. This is how the cycle goes. It's just Mom Talk, Dad Talk nature, the circle of life, or the circle of Secret Life of Mormon Wife, at least. Now first up, they introduce this thing, which is basically just a product placement for Dunkin' Donuts. The Dunkin' Donuts product placement bar, if you will, where they'll be introducing people to come in and serve the tea or the coffee or some kind of pun they made up to make it less obvious that this is an ad for Dunkin' Donuts. And the first one to come in for this is none other than Chase.
Apparently, I was unanimously requested by everyone here to be the bartender.
That's a full-blown lie.
Maybe Taylor.
No. Stay behind the bar. I don't need to get touched again.
At least you used touched instead of shoved.
Normally next door.
Oh. He'd rather be on top or bottom, though.
So yes, the first thing we'll be talking about is the end of season date between Chase and Taylor, which Taylor says she didn't think was a date when she was invited. And Miranda here also comments on being a bit confused and weirded out by this, as she was told it was just a meetup. Oh, and if you didn't know, Chase is Miranda's ex, and the three of them were all at the center of the Mom Talk swinging scandal. Now, nothing more is said on the status of Taylor and Chase's relationship, as whatever goes down after that date or that non-date is stuff that happens in season 4. Plus, you know, Taylor is the Bachelorette, and that's filming right now, so at the worst, she's single. So next for the Dunkin' Donut experience is none other than Chase's brother, Mason, who's now official with Layla, and yeah, they're asking all the right questions here.
I have to ask, who's a better kisser?
Definitely Mason.
A skip, scoop. This is super uncomfortable. Jazz.
Oh, if you didn't know, Layla also dated Chase, so yes, very, very weird. word.
I was gonna ask who's bigger.
Definitely Mason.
But alright, from here, we're quickly going to move into Demi, Marciano, and all the assault stuff, and the way this is handled is not particularly with a lot of care, so just a heads up on that. Now, this first begins with Michaela talking about her intimacy issues with her husband Jace, something they say they're still working on, as the progress they made in the show has kind of been on pause since the birth of their baby. And this then moves to Jessie, who says she loved watching Michaela's story and how she moved through it, as Jessie too recently uncovered a memory of being assaulted at 19, which then only made her struggles with her husband Jordan even worse. Now, hearing all of this gets Demi in tears, saying it's triggered a lot from her past as well.
But it triggered a lot of really horrible things that have happened in my life. So to not be believed and be questioned and like be called a liar, yeah, it was just horrible.
Yeah, all of the women on this side of the couch are not looking very happy right now. Especially Michaela, whose trauma happened to her when she was 6. So to make them even happier, they then bring out Demi's husband Brett. And no, this reunion won't be talking about the Fruity Pebbles incident, something that goes back to season 1 and recently came out in Mom Talk news. So if you're out of the loop, basically, how do I say this without YouTube getting mad at me? Okay, say Demi here had to use the bathroom during a road trip and Brett pulled out a bottle. Well, the Fruity Pebbles thing would then be Brett taking that bottle and going,
I drink it up every day.
So that's the update on the Fruity Pebbles situation, and I honestly can't believe I'm talking about this right now, but here we are. And yes, Demi did respond to this because it was Jessie who leaked the information, and here's what Demi had to say. So, yeah. Alright though, with Brett now out there, things move on to the whole Marciano situation, where Jessie says it wasn't about emotionally cheating with Marciano, just about anyone could have been Marciano in that situation. He just happened to be the one who gave her positive attention at a very vulnerable time. And then they show some more footage of the phone call between Jessie and Marciano the night the information came out.
Admit to everything?
100%. But
Talk about how you wanted to leave Jordan and that you loved me.
yes, 1000%. I'm gonna have to, like.
Demi really me. I don't want to get into it. I really can't. Demi used me. That's all I'm gonna say.
Well, this then leads to more talks with Demi and questions about why she kept a friendship with Marciano after all her accusations against him, which she says was a trauma response, placating him so all of this didn't get out there. Oh, and another thing that happens in the upcoming season is that Dad Talk apparently goes to England and are a part of the next season of Vanderpump Villa, and Zach talks about meeting Marciano there and Marciano continuing to double down on one thing, that he did indeed kiss Demi, to which Demi says,
No, I did not.
Because it was off camera.
Jen, when you say things like it was off camera, why are you saying that as though you know?
oh, and that sets things off, cause Jen is going, I've seen enough, I don't buy it. While Demi and Brett are like, but you didn't see it, you didn't see anything happen.
Did you see anything happen off camera?
Why did you say you did?
Why are you saying a word? I'm talking to your wife.
Then talk respectfully.
I will talk to her how I feel like she deserves to be talked to. What the is wrong with you? What the actual is wrong with your brain?
So yeah, the happy repairing sisterhood from the end of season 3 is not in the same place it is now. But I guess with a season 4 coming, it was never going to be that way.
And I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be insensitive, but you got by your abuser or you got slapped or whatever, and then afterwards you're like, I love you.
What the
But once more, nothing really gets wrapped up here, and all the women are asked to leave backstage at the request of their next guest. So the ladies all get up, and Demi breaks down backstage going,
I'd rather something happened at this point. It's excruciating and it's ruining my reputation.
Alright though, the next one to come out, now that the women aren't around, is Dakota. No one was quite sure if he'd actually show up, and he says he wanted to come and speak, but only if the women were out of the room. In his words, because you see how things descend into arguing when him and Taylor talk. Now of course, the big topic here is his texting or sexting with Taylor's family friend while Taylor was pregnant. To which he says that 1, we were on a break! But 2, she was the one who checked in with him, and then out of nowhere, she started coming on to him.
Taylor was questioning me. I was like, oh, there was only one picture sent. There was only one picture sent. I was referring to she only sent me one picture. There was multiple pictures sent, but she only sent me one picture.
Oh, so you sent her a bunch?
Yeah, no. I only sent one more picture. So there's two pictures.
What?
It was a silhouette. So in the silhouette, like it was so dark.
I don't know, this is all a little confusing, and when things get confusing, I don't tend to trust it. Also, even if you were on a break, the build up to these texts with a family friend, it's not a good look.
And then I sent a picture of my shirt off. Dumb as shit. I agree, it was stupid.
Yeah, that's maybe not the smartest of ideas. Probably not smart. So Taylor gets up and marches on out there, and Dakota goes,
You look pretty.
Keep going.
Gonna have to do a lot better than that to stop the fury of this woman right now. And Taylor basically says all his stammering and inconsistencies prove that he's a liar, while Dakota decides to turn it around by going,
You can do it, right?
I never
when
did
you
it.
broke up, when you broke up with me, you can go someone else and then come me, right?
Okay, so a year later?
But they all go, okay, there's a bit of a difference there. This time it's not just about the cheating, it's about who you were cheating with.
Wow, this is
Because I come out with the truth.
Didn't you just sex me last night? You should tell your new boyfriend that.
We're gonna move
the
out
one
of
that
this.
you like a lot. Didn't you just say that today?
So yeah, there's just more madness. We do get an apology from Dakota saying he knows he messed up, and Brett also apologizes for the comments he made about Miranda being white trash. Oh, and Taylor's mom and dad come out, and pretty much the whole family has disowned Dakota and also this family friend he was texting with.
Like you hurt Ever. He's the one that's gonna pay for all your guys' crappy decisions that you both have made.
Nothing that comes out of your mouth is just spewing bullshit. So I can't accept any sorry from you or nothing.
So yay, that's where things are left off. A big old messy reunion where I don't feel like anything was answered. I mean, I'm not entirely sure what new information I learned beyond Mom Talk being back in the drama, but you know, who knows what implications this will have on next season like the Season 2 reunion had on Season 3. Guess we'll just have to tune in to find out, but I feel like I need to check in on this stuff because this story's expanding quicker than the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Cause what, we've got Secret Lives Season 4, a new season of Vanderpump Villa with these people involved, and of course the next season of The Bachelorette. So the Mom Talk drama is far, far, far from over.